E3 is dead, and I am going to miss it. Yes, folks, you have heard that correctly. E3 is officially dead, and we're not talking about memes here. Like, it is legitimately dead. It is over, according to the ESA. It's all over, it's official. There is no more E3. And what's funny is I was even looking at when E3 would happen next year, and there just hasn't been anything. There hasn't been any updates regarding that, and so I feel like this was just inevitable at this point, especially given that 2020 was basically almost a nail in the coffin, caused a lot of problems. E3 did return in 2021, but then it got canceled in 2022 again. And then this year, there was no E3 once again. And then, next thing you know, we get the official announcement just earlier today, December 12, 2023, it is dead. E3 is officially dead. And it is unfortunate. It sucks. And I know that there are many people that are okay with this. I've seen the social media reactions. I have seen a lot of opinions, a lot of varying opinions. But my opinion regarding E3 has always been this. I have always loved E3 season. No matter what year, it's always a good time to be a gaming fan. That being said, in recent years, big companies like Sony, like Nintendo, started to pull out of E3. And we first realized this in 2013. 2013, Nintendo pulled out of their in-person E3 press conference in favor of an E3 Nintendo Direct. So in many ways, you could say that was the start of all of this, is when Nintendo decided that they were going to do their own presentation. They weren't going to do it on stage. They were going to do their own independent direct presentation. And then they'll still be part of E3, but mostly through through gaming kiosks and stuff like that, places where attendees can go and play their new and upcoming games. And this was the case for Nintendo since 2013 all the way up until now. And then Sony decided to follow suit as well, but this time just simply opting to not show up at all in any capacity at E3, especially over the last few years. So this was kind of inevitable. The writing was indeed on the wall. Let's talk about why E3 was so special though, at least to me. I understand people's frustrations with the show. Even I found myself frustrated with the show in many cases, given that it was mismanaged in many ways, and the ESA is not a perfect company by any means, of course not. So this was a mixture of a lot of bad decisions all around. So let's get that across. E3 is dead. It is no longer a thing, but I don't think it's necessarily just because that a lot of companies have decided to stream their own presentations. I think it is also a factor of mismanagement, of bad management, of bad decisions being made through the company that owns E3. That's just how it is. But putting all that aside, let's make this a bit more of a positive video. What can we say positively about E3? Well, E3 was a great time for basically any gamer. You would tune in during the summer, and it was always a great time to be hyped, to be excited, and to eventually be disappointed. That was always the cycle, and I'm gonna miss that cycle. Although I guess as a Nintendo fan, and even if you're a Sony or Xbox fan, you're still gonna get that. You're still going to get that hype and then eventual disappointment, basically through Nintendo Directs, State of Plays, what have you. So it's not like that feeling is completely lost, but I feel like one of the core things that made E3 so special, especially now in hindsight, is not necessarily just the things they got right, but also the things that they got wrong on stage. You remember all those little mishaps during Nintendo's press conferences when Miyamoto was trying to demo Skyward Sword, and look how that turned out. He was flinging around the Wii remote, and it was just not working. And they blamed it on cell phones and stuff like that. it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. And then there's a bunch of other little mishaps, like Sony announcing the PlayStation 3 for $599. That was fun. Now, I was not paying attention that much to E3 back during when these things were happening per se. I think I started to pay attention back at E3 2011. I think was the first E3 that I actually watched. I think it was E3 2012. But that's besides the point. I have seen most of the E3 shows, especially from Nintendo's perspective, and there's always been ups and downs. But at the end of the day, I am going to miss those ups and downs no matter what. It is going to be, from this point on, pre-recorded shows that won't really have those kind of mishaps. It will lack the human element, you could say. At least in regards to just, you make mistakes on stage, you make certain decisions, and you see all that unravel. But that was part of the joy of E3, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, those are my quick, brief thoughts on E3 no longer happening. I am going to miss it. I was really, really wanting to go at some point in my life, and now I can't. Hopefully there's some kind of show that kind of replaces it. I know the Game Awards is a good contender for that, but it's still not E3, right? E3 was E3, and it's a unique thing, and it is now in the past. So that being said, I'm going to miss it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and have a nice day.